another one I thought of that a lot of people. This may be like the number one that I've seen people talk about. It's a different country. Would be like Japan. I think that shit would go
Ooh,
super
yeah,
hard.
yeah, like a Tokyo. I think they
Yeah,
would absolutely do that for sure. That'd be dope.
that shit would go hard as hell. Because you could play like the Yakuza games. Like that's probably the best version of like Japan that you could probably get in a video game right now, or at least like maybe current day kind of Japan would be like playing some of those Yakuza games. Uh, but those Yakuza games are kind of limited because it's like you can't, there's no driving and there's no. It's not like it's open world, but you're just walking around and you can't. There's no weapons, and I don't think at least. Like I think it's just you play as the dude. You walk around. You can go in. To their thing, you could go into like certain bars and activities and stuff, but it is primarily like you just walk from mission to mission and get in fights. So having like a full open world Rockstar GTA style with cars and things like that, especially because it'd be kind of wild of like maybe that's where they can introduce kind of like an honor system like Red Dead because Japan is very honorable. Like there's not a ton of crime in Japan, so maybe that could be where they introduce like a GTA's honor system of like will you uphold Japan's standard here and be very honorable and good, or are you going to be someone that's doing absolutely insane stuff in the streets of Tokyo or Shinjuku or whatever? So yeah, that's the one on top of my list. I think would be really cool, especially again like just walking around, being able to go into all those stores and going into a ramen restaurant and things like that would be really cool as a character, especially if like the GTA in Tokyo, like if it centers around like you being in the Yakuza or kind of getting out of the Yakuza and rising up on your own. I think that's a very interesting like story to kind of go off of. So that's my number
Yeah.
one.
In terms of other countries, I also thought of a different country. I mean, I did think of Japan as well, but it wasn't the first country that came to mind. The first country that came to mind, which I think could probably lead to the funniest GTA game of all time for sure, is Australia. I think if you were to get a GTA in Australia, I think there's so much funny shit you can do out there
That could be
with that
fun.
whole country that I think that'd be super fun. I think there's so many. It's also such like a very like diversive island to where it's still like you've got all these like cities and then you got the beaches and then you got like the mountains and stuff like that. I think there's so much you can do with the landscape of Australia to make it like a really beautiful map. But again, I think it would just be so much fun.
That would be crazy, especially like the crazy like Australia is like it's like Dathomir, bro. It's like they've got like the wildest amount of like creatures roaming around.
Yes.
So that would be fun, just free roaming out in like Australia and just coming across like the most insane types of snakes and giant tarantulas. And if they want to go into like the creepiness, because sometimes they do like the wacky creepiness. If you stumble upon some mutated snake that's 10 foot tall or some shit, like some weird ass shit would be pretty